guys, and welcome back for another video. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you're gonna press the like button and maybe also subscribe to the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm gonna review in the next few days. So another week just passed, guys, and I really hope that you managed to get one of your favorite releases coming from Yeezy. Well, apparently we had the last releases for the Yeezy range ever. But moving past this release, guys, let's go ahead and see what important releases we're gonna have for this upcoming week. So starting on the 6th of June, guys, we're gonna have another color combination for this Nike Zoom Vomero 5, which is called Varsity Maze. So this one actually got released, at least here in the UK, in a lot of color combinations in the last half year or so. And this one will be the latest one, which will have a very powerful yellow for this upper, which will sit on this clean white midsole. And to be honest, until a few months ago, guys, I never had a pair of Vomero 5s, but I just decided to take one from the sneakers app and see exactly what the fuss is all about. And I need to admit that this one feels to be one of the most comfortable pairs on the market right now. But the design, guys, I need to admit that it's not one of my favorite. This one really has a very old style. Continuing on the same day, guys, we're gonna have a few releases for the Nike Dunk Low. The first one will be this color combination in this pastel paisley print, which will drop for a retail price of $95. And this one apparently got dropped alongside an Air Max 1 and an Air Force 1 range as well, which will feature this like for like paisley print, but it will have a supernova like coloration amongst many other playful elements. But judging by these pictures, this one seems to have your normal stiff materials, but nevertheless this one looks quite nice. And of course on the same day, guys, we're gonna have the other Dunk Low release, which will come in this Indigo Haze colorway, which will drop for a retail price of $110. So most definitely, judging by the price, this one will have some better materials, but I might be mistaken. Nevertheless, another Dunk is gonna release next week. Continuing on the same day, guys, we're also gonna have a release for this Air Force 1 Low Jewel in this oil green colorway, which apparently will join Nike's Colors of the Month program. So this one will drop for a retail price of $130. So if I'm not mistaken, we had a prior release in that all yellow colorway, but this one, as you can see, will come in this full sweat for this upper in this green color, which most definitely has a very nice material. But besides the actual Nike swoosh, which seems to be made out of this jelly material, this is just a normal pair of Air Force 1, but nevertheless I feel that this one is looking quite nice in this green suede. Continuing on the same day, guys, we're also gonna have a kids release for this Air Jordan 3, which is called Hide and Seek, which looks quite nice, and it will have also some nice elements which you can stick on top of these shoelaces. So most definitely this one, it's a very interesting drop for kids. Jumping now on the 7th of June, guys, we're gonna have this Nike Air Flight Huarache OG, which will drop for a retail price of $125. So this one will have this varsity purple and the royal blue for these colors, which will be combined with this white leather and black nubuck. And to be honest, I haven't seen a pair of this Huarache in this high version for a long time, so most definitely this one looks quite nice with this see-through over your ankle section. Continuing on the same day, guys, we're gonna have a release for this Air Force 1 Low in this West Coast release, which apparently is celebrating the city of Los Angeles. So this one will drop for a retail price of $150. And this one will be dropping alongside the Air Max 1, the Bay. So this one will have this workwear inspired navy twill, which will have also this quilted satin lining. This one also have this leather swooshes and tongue tags, which will provide this textural contrast. And this one also have this chrome roadside inspired lace addition, which most definitely it's looking quite nice and interesting. And as I've just mentioned, for the Air Force 1, we're also gonna have this Air Max 1 the Bay, which will drop for a retail price of $160. And as I've said in my previous sneaker release reminders, the Air Max 1 will have a lot of releases this year, as it's gonna celebrate its 35th anniversary. So this one, it's looking quite interesting, and it will have a mix of materials from canvas to suede to smooth and tumble leather. It will also have this plush fur across the vamp and also on the tongue. On the lateral walls, we're gonna have this decorative red feather swoosh, and the insoles will come with a special Californian graphics, which will also have this tongue tag reading the Bay, and also this removable roadside Nike Coast, which again, it makes this one look quite interesting. Jumping now on the 8th of June, guys, we're gonna have another release for this Nike LeBron 20, which this time drops in this laser orange colorway, which will drop for the retail price of $200. So if I'm not mistaken, this one is the 4th or the 5th color combination, which dropped in the last 2 months or so. But most definitely this one has a different upper and materials comparing with the last 3 or 4. Nevertheless, this one is a very colorful one, which drops next week. Continuing on the same day, guys, on the 8th of June, we're gonna have a release for this Nike Dunk Low in this Plum Eclipse colorway, which will drop for the retail price of $120. And if I'm not mistaken, this one, it's gonna be roughly the same as the blue suede, for which I've already dropped a review a couple of weeks back, which I found that it had very good materials and surprisingly good comfort, and that will be mainly because these materials for this upper are a bit premium and most definitely will feel much better on foot. So for sure, this plum colorway, which has this brown and cream colorway, I feel that it looks quite nice. So most definitely this is something which I will try to get my hands on. Continuing on the same day, guys, we're gonna have a release for this Air Jordan 1 Low in this Indigo Haze colorway, which is also called the Festival Lights. So this one will drop for a retail price of $180. And as you can see, guys, judging by these pictures, these ones will light in the dark, and I guess that's why it's called Festival Lights. Nevertheless, this one will drop next week, so if you are interested in this one, be on the lookout. Continuing on the same day, guys, we're gonna have for sure a woman's release for this Nike Dunk Low in this active fuchsia colorway, which will drop for the retail price of $90. So judging by this price, this one will bring your conventional stiff materials. And in case you are a fan of this pink colorway, you should be on the lookout for this one next week. Continuing on the same day, guys, we're gonna have another release for this Nike Air Max 1, which will come in this COGP Michigan colorway. So this one will drop for the retail price of $160, which will have a very interesting mix of materials between this soft leather and tumble leather, which will also have this snake skin swoosh on the sides. And for this one, we're also gonna have this mini swoosh here on the lateral side of the tobo section. Most definitely this one feels to have quite good materials and also a very colorful upper. So if this one will drop soon in the UK, I will most definitely try to get this one as well for a review for you guys. Jumping now on the 9th of June, guys, we're gonna have a double release for this Matthew M. Williams and Nike 005 slides, for which we had already a release or two back in 2022. And for this one I already made a review. This one will drop for the retail price of $190, guys, which most definitely feels to be a lot. And to be honest, when I actually reviewed these ones last year, I was expecting that level of comfort to be very good, but unfortunately I didn't find that to be true. I feel that this one, they are actually quite stiff and not very comfortable. The only thing that I actually loved about these ones is that they have a very futuristic design. Nevertheless, we're gonna have two new colors dropping next week, so you should be on the lookout. And on the same day, guys, we're also gonna have another release for this collaboration between New Balance and Bodega, which this time will come for this 610, which is called the Trail Less Taken, which for sure has a very interesting upper, and as usual the materials for these New Balance releases are actually on point. For sure this one will sell out quite fast. Then jumping on the last day, guys, which has some interesting releases, which will be the 10th of June. We're gonna have another color combination for this Nike Terminator High, which this time comes in this University Red colorway, which will drop for a retail price of $125 US. So as I've said in my previous videos, this Terminator it's being released almost weekly in another color combination. Then on the same day, guys, we're gonna have this release for the Air Jordan 1 High in this washed heritage colorway, which will drop for the retail price of $180 US. So this one, as you might already expect, it will be very close to the washed pink, which we had it released a couple of months back. But instead of that pink suede material, for this one we're gonna have it in gray. And as this one is gonna be a higher release for the Jordan 1, most definitely the quality of the materials will be quite premium. And the last release, guys, for next week will be on the same day, on the 10th of June, when we're gonna have this Air Jordan 2 Wings, which will honor Howard H. White. So this one will drop for the retail price of $210. And in case you don't know who Howard White is, he actually is the vice president of Jordan brand for Nike and the founder of Believe to Achieve, which is a nationally recognized Nike youth movement. But as we have seen in the last year or so, the hype for most of the Jordans has gone down a lot. So I'm not entirely sure if this one will sell out or it will just sit alongside the other Jordan 2 releases, which we still have them on the sneakers app. Nevertheless, this one looks quite nice and also has very interesting details for this upper. So that pretty much sums it up, guys, for this upcoming sneaker releases for the next week. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm gonna review in the next few days. And as always, I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching.